Coming up next on the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime, there are major departures from both TNA and WWE. We'll go into detail as to who and why. We also go in depth as to why Brock Lesnar is the only choice for WWE Champion right now, along with details on GLCW Blizzard Brawl 10 and the Shenanigans Club Party coming to WrestleMania. All this and a look back at the week of professional wrestling right here, right now on My 24 Milwaukee.
This is the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime TV, the longest-running pro wrestling news program in the world, with your hosts, David Hero and Damian Nelson.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Saturday night here on My 24 Milwaukee. Damian Nelson sitting alongside David Tiberius Hero, who I wish were Kevin Kelly. You know, I hired Kevin Kelly last week. Yeah. We agreed in principle for him to replace you each and every week on this broadcast because he was a contributor, not just taking up space.
Contributor? Yeah. I contribute all the time.
How'd you get back on the panel here? Where's Kevin Kelly?
Oh, he's in Philadelphia. He missed his flight. I guess it was canceled.
Wow. Anyways, welcome back. Let's get right down to it, ladies and gentlemen, for August 30th, 2014, and this week's WWE Report. Let's take a trip back to Raw this past Monday night, and a big opening on Raw this past Monday night with Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, and the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, having a Legends panel to address Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. It would end with John Cena coming out and cutting what was a good promo, but this whole segment, while great and tremendous, was awkward at the same time.
You know, I didn't get it. I don't understand why you have to bring out Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair to talk about a match that really will only cost the fans $9.99. You're not,
and that happens in 4 weeks.
And you're not trying to sell the fans to buy a pay-per-view that's $55 to buy the rematch.
Some do. Some have to.
Not many.
But you don't have to buy it for $55 if you pay $9.99.
Why are they questioning John Cena's heart?
Because John Cena got destroyed. He got brutalized by Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
He did, but he's been Pearl Harbored before, and he's come back to win. Umaga's beating him up. Great Khali's beating him up. Triple H and Shawn Michaels have been, I'm just saying.
Okay, he's never been beaten the likes that he was beaten by Brock Lesnar.
Of course
not. He actually, once before in 2012 at Extreme Rules when Brock beat him almost as bad, but he has never taken a beating as bad as this. Do you think perhaps they did it to show the John Cena Nation, if you will, that John is okay and he will be back? Because the last person beat this bad by Brock Lesnar is The Undertaker, who we haven't seen since.
No, Brock Lesnar had to destroy John Cena. And he will destroy him again at Night of Champions.
Correct. But the question is, his speedy return with no bandages, no injuries, no obvious signs of the beatdown, was that done to reassure his fans that he is still going to be around?
They no-sell injuries all the time. They really do. I mean, we've seen guys, go through tables and chairs beat to them and they come back next week and they're just fine. But, John Cena, it's amazing how they're trying to make him be the underdog for the first time in a long time.
I just can't believe you are saying that that they no-sell injuries all the time, and it's perfectly fine for him to come back 2 weeks later with no outward signs.
I didn't say it's fine.
Of a complete destruction by Brock Lesnar.
Remember when Seth Rollins beat down the Shield, and he beat Roman Reigns with that chair nonstop?
They had protective gear on.
Okay. He came back the next week. How about the week when Randy Orton annihilated Roman Reigns? He comes out with the next week just fine.
But Cena took a week off.
Well, he had to. They had to give Brock Lesnar his moment on TV by himself.
I think he should have been injured. He should have at least gingerly come to the ring. He should not have been as dominant as he was in that main event matchup. And I think that they should have shown us more than this Legends panel, showing me that John Cena suffered residual effects of the matchup with Brock Lesnar would have been more impactful than the waste of 3 Legends to open Raw.
The Legends panel was a waste. There was no reason for it right now, and maybe not ever.
Well, maybe we'll see on October 2nd a Legends panel return, because that's going to be a big night for WWE SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, October 2nd is not a Friday. News broke this week when Sci-Fi released their fall schedule, showing that SmackDown was indeed moving to Thursday nights. That to occur on October 2nd, as I said, and it was SmackDown's original home on the United Paramount Network, the UPN.
Yes.
Back when it debuted, Thursday nights moved to Fridays before leaving that network and coming over to Sci-Fi. Now back to Thursdays. Ultimately, probably not a huge deal, but a move nonetheless.
Oh, it's a big deal because obviously it was so big that TNA moved their day up a week, or moved their show up a day.
Some interesting conversations to occur about TNA later in this broadcast, by the way. TNA Impact Wrestling on Wednesday nights.
Yes.
Great show this past Wednesday night, by the way.
I can't wait to hear your comments.
I'm sure you can't.
Hater.
WWE Report continues, ladies and gentlemen. We want to share with you some information about a special broadcast of the Pro Wrestling Report coming your way on Monday. Now, there's been a lot of online chatter and news about former WWE, WCW, and TNA writer Vince Russo.
Who?
Vince Russo.
That Vince Russo?
Vince Russo. Well, PWR, as always, is going straight to the source for the answers. Recently, I had a chance to conduct a one-on-one interview with Russo where we talked about his recent TNA release, the fact that he said he didn't work for TNA, but then said he got released from TNA, his relationship with TNA President Dixie Carter.
He had one?
And his actual involvement in the Attitude Era.
Where was I with all this?
Russo answered these questions very honestly. I appreciate him doing so, and it is certainly, at least it was for me, an eye-opening interview. Now, you can watch that interview in its entirety Monday night at 6 p.m. Central, just before WWE Raw, exclusively at PWRshow.com.
I wasn't included in that?
No. It was a one-on-one interview. One me, one Russo.
Thanks.
Well, let's go back to talking about WWE, and reports are surfacing, David Hero, that Rob Van Dam is about to take yet another time out from WWE as his latest 90-day stint with the company has come to an end. It actually did so this past Friday on SmackDown in the match you saw him have. Rob Van Dam, I've talked about him many a time. I have difficulty understanding his appeal, but he has appeal to a lot of wrestling fans. What impact, if any, will this have on WWE?
I think it'll be fine. I mean, Rob Van Dam, his appeal is from 15 years ago, the late 90s in ECW. That's where his appeal is from.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's where the
covers of certain magazines, certain time of day.
Yes, exactly. But, the mid-card right now is such a mess. They're not going to miss him as much as you think, because really, what has he done? He hasn't done anything substantial.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very
He's
true.
not a featured player.
Speaking of having done something substantial, a man who participated in the main event of WrestleMania 30 and then went on to be a star of the movie Guardians of the Galaxy, which again is #1 at the box office, Batista has recently been saying in interviews that he believes he is done with WWE. He's got a new career path to follow.
He is locked and ready. I mean, he's going to be in the next... You got to figure there's 2 more Guardians movies coming out.
Gotta have sequels.
And then they're going to cross over with Avengers. So, I mean, he has at least 5 to 6 more amazing Marvel movies coming out for himself. No bumps. And he's not worried what his payday is going to be, what percentages, it's locked in.
And quite frankly, a lot of the feedback will be different from those on Twitter and on the internet for his movie performances.
He was fantastic. I don't care what anybody says. If you think he sucks, you're an idiot. He did a fantastic job.
In the movies, feedback will be different than his time in wrestling.
Of course, because now they can, that's our guy. That's Batista. He's one of us. No.
And it's funny, if Batista had actually been in the role that it seemed like he was going to be in after winning the Royal Rumble and then going to WrestleMania and potentially winning the championship there as opposed to the person who did, at least we'd still be seeing him wrestle.
They're both guys from that main event aren't wrestling anymore.
There's one remaining.
Yeah.
The man who never got his rematch, by the way, Randy Orton.
Exactly.
Anyways, that's this week's WWE Report, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to take a time out, and when we come back, we've got this week's TNA Report. DWHS is back, the Event Center, and big announcements about Shenanigans coming to WrestleMania and Blizzard Brawl 10. All that coming up next, right here on the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime, here on My 24 Milwaukee.
Follow us on Twitter for breaking news, live wrestling chat, and pure hilarity. Head over to twitter.com/PWR Show and be part of the conversation.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report, primetime Saturday night. Damian Nelson sitting alongside David Hero here on My 24 Milwaukee. And where's Linda this week? She asked for time off and said she had
let's
something
be
going
honest
on.
here. You know,
We are honest on this program.
okay, I got in trouble for what happened in Vegas. That's why I wasn't here last week.
What is the crazy horse? I didn't know you liked animals.
It's a ride. Okay? Linda.
Did you fall off?
No. But Linda,
get bucked.
we saw her expense report from Los Angeles. And, yeah, Sunset Boulevard. It's not always sunset.
Let's go to this week's TNA Report, ladies and gentlemen. And wow, the list of names gone from TNA continues to grow. Reports surfacing now that Bully Ray is the latest in a long list of talents who are not able to reach an agreement with the company. Bully Ray, we talked about, I did at least here last week with Kevin Kelly, but your perspective, David Hero, Bully Ray, a star who became a singles standout star in TNA and arguably one of their top marquee talents in TNA right now. If he is no longer with the company, what impact, if any, will it have?
Well, it's a big impact because a few weeks ago, he's the guy that put the owner through a table. So how do you not re-sign him? But, you know, Bully Ray is pretty smart. Every time his contract is up, he comes back with a better role. He came back with the leader of the Aces and Eights, comes back, gets to put Dixie through a table. I'm sure they'll figure something else out. But the amazing thing is, you know, and it's common knowledge now.
Race?
No, that's a different TNA.
Start soon with Robbie E. and
Brooke Tessmacher. TNA Impact Wrestling lost Raphael Morphy,
who was
their live events manager.
Who came from
the WWE.
Who did a
WrestleMania. Great guy. He has left TNA Impact Wrestling. He's not being replaced, and now for the rest of the year, no more house shows are going to be offered by TNA Impact Wrestling besides one that are already booked.
I think they have 4 or 5 shows booked for the balance of the year.
Keep in mind, the guys make money when they perform in TNA. If those house shows aren't there, and it's going to be a limited TV taping because it just goes to the end of the year, there's going to be a lot of TNA Impact Wrestling stars looking for work.
Jim Cornette said on his podcast, the Jim Cornette Experience, which dropped on Thursday, he was asked the question, okay, so let's say you had 4 months, because the TV deal was extended through the end of the year on Spike TV. You had 4 months to go in and fix TNA. What would you do? His answer, I would tell them that since they're going to lose about $10 million anyways, give me 2.5, keep the $7.5 million, and just call it a day. It's unfortunate that it seems that TNA truly is in that position, David Hero. And this is something I'm going to talk to Vince Russo about on Monday, or did talk to Vince Russo about, which will air on Monday, about the death, if you will, of TNA Wrestling. Because unfortunately, this is, again, no knock on the great people there and all the stuff that they've done. The company is on life support right now.
Oh, the paddle's already been lubricated. Yeah.
And we talked about their TV deal, and it has been extended through the end of the year, and the show may indeed move to another network after that. Now, lots of reports are saying that that network is apparently going to be the Velocity Network, which I've seen flipping channels before.
Isn't it cartoons on there?
That is old school, I believe.
Oh.
But from what we've heard, that
Country
is
music,
not
television, it could be anywhere.
The network that
it might wind up on the Home Shopping Network.
Or, is Jerry Lewis doing his telethon this weekend?
How would I know?
Well, it's Labor Day. He does his Labor Day telethon
I'm
for
busy
NBA
on Labor
just
Day.
about every year. You don't call in?
No.
You don't watch to see? Do you know I used to watch that telethon for the entire weekend because Hulk Hogan was on it once, and I would wait for Hogan to come back?
I'm sure you did.
This is before the internet when it. What do you mean you're sure I did?
I'm sure
because
you did.
I'm a fan. Because I'm a fan. I'm happy to say I'm a fan of professional wrestling. December 31st, 2014, Impact Wrestling will be what, David Hero?
On a different network. I hope. Let's not forget, Bully Ray's not re-signed, right?
Apparently.
Okay, he's not. Who's their Hall of Fame induction in Japan? The Dudley
Bound
Boys.
for Glory
Yeah.
in Japan, their biggest show of the year.
The Dudley Boys.
On pay-per-view in Japan, a day away.
Amazing, right?
Kurt Angle's not going to re-sign.
he may have no choice. But I'm saying...
Well, no. The money they're going to offer him is going to be substantially less. Therefore, he may not resign.
The people in TNA are putting the Dudley Boys in the Hall of Fame and don't have either one under a contract.
Well, but I mean, come on. Their Hall of Fame is what?
What kind of potluck do you think they'd have in Japan? Lo mein? That's Chinese.
Cream of.
I'm not going there. That may be what you order, but I'm going to get the California.
Let's go to this week's DWHS, ladies and gentlemen. David, take it away.
Rumors have been running rampant that John Cena is beat up and may need some time off soon. What does that mean for the WWE and the universe? With Brock Lesnar slotted to be the top guy and champion through WrestleMania, having John Cena on the sidelines is not good for business. With the mid-card starting to take shape with Ambrose and Rollins, and Reigns emerging as a main event guy, that leaves Orton, Ziggler, Sheamus, and Bray Wyatt, and who else, as a group of guys that will try to keep Brock Lesnar busy until WrestleMania. On paper, none of the above are legit threats, and Lesnar will continue to roll. You may not like John Cena, but you will miss him. And with that, David Hero has spoken.
Welcome to the PWR Event Center, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. PWR is pleased to bring Shenanigans back to WrestleMania, and we guarantee you that it will be the biggest party event of WrestleMania weekend. We're also pleased to announce the lineup of the first stars officially signed on to be a part of the Shenanigans Club Party. He's hosted the Shenanigans Party for the last 3 years in Miami, New York, New Orleans, and he's back again. Big Sexy Kevin Nash is again hosting the PWR Shenanigans Club Party in San Jose. Now, joining Kevin Nash will be several divas and knockouts, including former TNA knockout Rosita and former WWE diva Melina. But as they say in TV, wait, there's more. It wouldn't be a party without music. And PWR has signed DJ Zima as the official DJ for the Shenanigans Club Party. What a terrific lineup, and there are even more names to be announced. But before that, PWR has also arranged for all attendees to the Shenanigans Club Party to get free food and free drinks all night long. All this, along with a red carpet meet and greet, are included in your admission ticket price. Tickets for the party are available right now at pwrshow.com, and if you order right now, you get special early bird pricing, saving $15 off your ticket. The biggest party of WrestleMania weekend in San Jose is coming on March 27th, and let's take a closer look at what you can expect at the Shenanigans Club Party. Shenanigans, San Jose, California, March 27th, Friday night. It is the biggest party event of the weekend.
You know, we've had some amazing shenanigans before, but this one
Miami,
looks
New York,
like it
Atlanta,
might be absolutely ridiculous.
DJ Z. You like EDM music? Electronic dance music?
Sure. Is that when they go wiki, wiki, wiki?
No, that's there's some stuff in there that might be.
DJ Z,
like
we got Melina, we got Big Sexy, we got Rosie. More people going to be coming in.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's going to be great. Tickets are on sale now, ladies and gentlemen. Get your special early bird pricing by visiting pwrshow.com to get that big deal. Free drinks, free food,
free
as well. All you got to do is get in the door. You're set for the night.
Wait, is Linda coming to this one?
Yeah, she'll be a
free
active part of it. She'll probably be selling raffle tickets, 50-50, 50-50.
What do you get?
Well, that is not able to be talked about on this program.
Gotcha.
Shenanigans, PWRshow.com for
March
tickets.
27th.
But let's find out right now who this week's Diamond of the Ring is. David, take it away.
This week's Diamond of the Ring, it's a no-brainer. It is the hot new tag team of Gold and Stardust. Finally getting a little bit of edge, a little bit of bite, a little bit of sassiness in them. They put the boots to the Usos, and looks like Goldust and Stardust are on their way to some tag team gold. This week's Robert Hack Diamonds of the Ring, the place where you get cash for gold, Gold and Stardust. How about that?
You've turned the corner.
No, I like Goldust.
And Stardust.
Sure, he's great. How can you not love Goldust?
And Stardust.
He's fantastic.
What a way to bring back Diamond of the Ring. Good job, David Hero. Wow, you're actually honoring and appreciating good talent.
I make some good decisions on occasion.
Huh. On occasion. Let's go to this week's hot news, folks. And, it is the biggest wrestling news stories of the week. WWE star Mick Foley was forced to cancel an appearance for a comedy show later this month due to having surgery performed on his back. Foley admitted in a recent Facebook post that he always knew that his wrestling style would put his health at risk, and now he's scheduled for surgery at the request of his doctor.
Well, when you get tossed off a cage.
WWE star Ryback is seemingly taking some time off due to injury as well. Earlier this week, Ryback posted on Twitter, and I quote, "Going away for a while to get some stuff fixed. Have not been myself for quite some time." And in a very unique part of that tweet, he said, "P.S. Sorry, punk." Hashtag Ryback. The post was then deleted from his account. In ratings news, WWE Raw
he's making fun of somebody.
In ratings news, WWE Raw slipped to a 2.88 rating Monday night with less than 4 million overall viewers. This is the lowest rated show since May 26th, which was also Memorial Day. Now, it should be noted that Raw was still the #2 cable show in the ratings and was up against the PrimeTime Emmy Awards. That's it for this week's hot news.
Well, you think wrestling fans watch the Emmy Awards?
I did.
You're not a wrestling fan. You're a journalist.
I'm a broadcast journalist.
So you watch both, or you watch one, not the other?
I flip back and forth.
Shocking. You flip back and forth?
On the channels, on the remote control, watching two shows. Because I have a longer attention span than that is just before me.
I did watch the MTV Awards.
And I'm sorry to hear that, and we shall give it no time. So let's
That
go
was
to this week's
brutal.
InDepth, ladies and gentlemen. And, wow. You know, there's been a lot of discussion about Brock Lesnar winning the WWE Championship. Some of it good, but some of it also very, very bad. While it seems no one is questioning whether or not Lesnar had the cred, if you will, to beat John Cena, a lot are questioning his part-time status with WWE and wondering how he could be champion when he won't be there each week. Well, let's break this down a bit. A lot of these fans are the same ones who are sick of Cena and have been begging for change from WWE. It seems that many are sick of Cena because he's shoved down our throats each week on WWE programming. Now, while Cena is indeed the single biggest star in pro wrestling right now, he is very overexposed. But he is the man who carries the company on his shoulders, and he has done so for 10 years. He is a machine for the machine. Now, back to Lesnar. Does it not seem that not having Lesnar on TV every week will actually help him stay a special attraction like Hogan was, like Flair was, like Sammartino was, like Undertaker is, and like Cena is not? As my journalism teacher, Ms. Bach at Greenfield High School taught me, it's not a special effect if you use it too much. The champion should be a special effect, and we should not see him every week on every show. Just like we didn't see Hogan every week on every show when he was WWE champion. It's really fundamental wrestling. Build an attraction, make people want to pay to see that attraction, and then protect that attraction. So, you have been vocal about this on Twitter, including David Hero. You've been vocal about this on Twitter, including getting a bit of a rub from good old JR Jim Ross this past Monday night on the subject. So, let's talk about it. Lots of hate, lots of, I think, lack of understanding for Brock Lesnar being a part-time WWE champion. While no one's upset that Cena isn't champion anymore, they seem to still be upset that Lesnar is.
If Lesnar's on every week, then he has to be in a match every week. And he can only wrestle Sandow, Miz, Ziggler, Sheamus, Ryback, Axel so many times. And then he's going to squash all of them. Let him be the attraction. Let him be Hulk Hogan of 1985.
We'll talk about how that could happen after this very special message about Blizzard Brawl 10 and a brief timeout.
Follow us on Twitter for breaking news, live wrestling chat, and pure hilarity. Head over to twitter.com/PWR show and be part of the conversation.
GLCW Blizzard Brawl is back for its 10th year of action at the Waukesha County Expo Center on Saturday, December 6th. It's time to begin announcing the stars who are coming to the big anniversary show, and we'll be doing so each week right here on PWR. GLCW is pleased to welcome Brodus Clay to Blizzard Brawl X. Yes, folks, tickets are available right now at blizzardbrawl.com, and each week we'll be announcing more names and even matches right here on Primetime Saturday night.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, the insurance company may try to stop you from getting what's fair.
They better be careful. Now I've got Gruber law officers.
One call, that's all.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Saturday night. We're on the final leg of this journey for August 30th, 2014. And don't forget, coming up Monday night, PWRshow.com, just before WWE Raw, a very special one-on-one interview with Vince Russo. Whether you love him, hate him, or even don't understand him, you definitely want to tune in because we went everywhere in that interview, and it will air on Monday at PWRshow.com. But before we took that time out, we're talking about Brock Lesnar, the part-time champion, if you will. And you said, David Hero, that he needs to be the Hulk Hogan of 1985.
Yes.
Please explain to some of our fans who may not have been around at that time or who may not fully understand.
Hulk Hogan was never on Wrestling Superstars or Wrestling Challenge.
Once or twice. He was. Once or twice.
It would be a Memorial Day or a Labor Day show.
But it was a big deal when he was.
It was, and it was promoted heavily. They then focused on the mid and upper mid card to get those stars over and established, which is what
the
they need to do. Yeah,
tag team champion.
And those belts meant a lot back then. The only time you saw Hulk Hogan or the Ultimate Warrior or the Macho Man Randy Savage, even Bob Backlund and Bruno Sammartino, was when you paid a ticket to go see them perform.
Or
now,
Saturday night's main event, which were pay-per-views equivalent.
But now people are going to say, well, Brock Lesnar's not going to work house shows. That may not be the case. It doesn't matter because they want you. Right now, the main business plan for WWE Entertainment is one thing, the network. And they want you to buy the pay-per-views. It's $9.99. That's pay-per-view buy rates don't mean anything anymore to that company. They need 1.5 million subscribers at $10 a month. That's impressive. And that's how they're going to do it, by making Brock Lesnar the featured attraction going through WrestleMania.
Counterpoint. So why isn't somebody like maybe Dolph Ziggler, Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose, Rusev, Jericho? Why isn't somebody else, Jericho's not a good example, why isn't somebody else who's there all the time and can do all that the champion?
Because they're not an attraction. They're seen every week.
An attraction.
You want to be in it. Hulk Hogan's an attraction. The Rock is an attraction. Steve Austin was an attraction.
Yeah. But you saw Austin every weekend on house shows.
You did, but that was a different time.
Absolutely it was.
That's when you were getting 7s and 8s in the ratings, not a 2.8. Okay? Yeah, an 8 rating sometimes. So completely different. But Brock Lesnar is the guy that is going, people are going to think this is crazy, that is going to save the WWE. They gave...
You said earlier he's going all the way to Mania with the championship.
And he will. He should. There's no reason, nobody should beat him until WrestleMania. Nobody.
And then he should beat himself.
Maybe, or he could win there too. But they gave CM Punk a chance. They gave Daniel Bryan a chance. It didn't pan out, injuries or whatever.
They gave the vocal audience who were advocates for those.
Can you imagine what would have happened at SummerSlam if Brock Lesnar would have suplexed Daniel Bryan 16 times and 3 F5s? His beard would have flown off.
There are rumors that was the originally planned match.
That was the plan. Was Brock Lesnar and Daniel... It would have. He would have lost his beard.
Do you mean... Never mind.
No, not Brie. I'm not talking about Brie. Brie's not his beard.
Well, Brock Lesnar is the right choice, as I said,
Brock
for
Lesnar
WWE
all you
champion
want.
Right now.
He is a box office main event draw. He's the only guy in the company besides John Cena that gets crossover main event appeal.
Well, folks, as you heard tonight, Shenanigans Club Party coming to San Jose, California as part of WrestleMania weekend. Biggest party of the weekend. All you got to do is get in the door. Everything else is included, including free food, free drinks, red carpet meet and greet, live DJ,
Red
DJ
carpet?
Z. Red carpet meet and greet.
How much are you? How much is all this?
It's worth the price of admission alone. And also Monday, PWRshow.com, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, my one-on-one interview with Vince Russo. We'll be back here again on My 24 Milwaukee next Saturday night. Until then, for that one,
Don't threaten me.
This is Damian Nelson saying thank you so much for tuning in. Have a happy Labor Day weekend, and we'll see you next Saturday night.